Hello, everybody. Today is January 30th, 2023. Just in case someone is watching this video like 20 years from now. I wonder if they will go that long. I don't know. I hope you guys are doing okay today. I know you're probably really missing the person that you don't have anymore. That's what I'm doing today. Just really missing my husband today. Oh, some days it's so much heavier than others, isn't it? It's really hit me hard the last few days. Probably because I have a lot of worsening medical conditions going on, and it's hard when they're not there to hold your hand and be with you and take you to the doctor appointments and just hug you when you're hurting. Oh, I really miss my husband. More than words will ever be able to say. I just want to see him walk through that door, you know. I know you know. Well, today I'm going to go over some things that you should say to a person that is grieving, to a person that has lost someone. There are a lot of things that we should not say. I covered some of those in the next to last video I made. And now we're going to talk about things that are helpful. Because there's nothing that's going to take away the pain. There's nothing that's going to make it better. There is nothing that is going to make the person feel better about losing their love. So there are helpful things, I'll just say that. And I have my favorites, and I'll share a few that some other people have shared with me too. But first, since someone commented and said they wanted to see a picture of my husband, this is one of my favorite pictures of us. That is my handsome, beautiful husband. That was taken shortly after we met in person. Happiest days of our life. That's the one time in my life that the smile was actually genuine and real. It's hard to look at that. I know you know. It's hard to look at how happy you used to be. But I still love sharing pictures of him, so that's my baby. My handsome man. So what can you say? What are safe things to say when someone's going through this? Well, number one, honestly, you don't have to say anything. Sometimes just silence and your presence is the best thing to do for people. Don't avoid them. Don't see them out and about and walk away or not speak to them. But if you're a close friend or a family member, sometimes all you need to do is cry with us. Or just sit there and be there. Don't try to talk anyone out of their pain, because you can't. And it'll only make it worse. Rick Warren said, he's a famous pastor and author, if you don't know. But he said, over the years of ministering to hurting people, he learned that the deeper someone's sorrow and hurt is, the fewer words that are needed. Because there are none. Sometimes just sitting and sighing and crying and just saying there are no words. But I'm here. And I'll be here with you. Sometimes that's more than enough. And that's really all there is to say. Takes your breath away. So, if you don't really know the person that well, some safe things to say are just common things like, I'm just so sorry. So sorry for your loss. I'm so sorry about your mom. So sorry about your husband. Sometimes when people look at me just with pain on their face, that's all they have to say. That speaks more than words. Or you can say, I don't even know what to say. I can't even imagine what you're going through. It's just unfathomable. Something like that acknowledges the person's pain. So that's usually a good, safe thing to say. And some people like to hear how can I help? Is there anything I can do at all? What do you most need right now? And they probably won't call you and ask, but you can check in with them day to day or once a week or however many times you feel like it. Just know that years from now, they will still need that check-in. Because it's still going to be there. And they're still going to need support. You can say, I just hurt with you. This is awful. I'm so sorry. I just hurt for you. I always appreciate when people say that. Several people have told me they like to hear just, I don't even know what to say. But I'm here. And I love you. And I'm right here with you. I don't know what to say or do, but I'm here and I care. And if you think of anything that you need, just tell me. And sometimes we're in so much shock, we don't even know what we need. So you can suggest things like, if they have kids, say, and you're close to them, say, can I please take your kids and just babysit them for you for a while? Or if you both have kids, you could say, my kids will play with your kids. We can have them over to my house and just take care of them for a few days while you just breathe. If you're close to the family, that can be helpful. If they are, well, for me, this would not work because of my health problems, but most people can eat. So, make a meal, buy them some groceries, leave it at the door. Ask them what they like to eat. And it doesn't have to be like right after the person dies, because most of the time they're not thinking about food then, and they don't even want to eat. This can be weeks or months later. Ask, would you like to go out to dinner tomorrow? Or can I come over and cook for you? Or can I bring you some groceries? Do you need some money for groceries? I'd be glad to help. Some people are iffy about the money, but I know I appreciate it because I have no income now other than tiny disability check. So, my husband didn't have any life insurance. So I am depending on my poor mom and dad to pay for everything, like everything. So if you know the person well enough and you know that they are not offended by money questions, ask. Send them some money every now and then. We always have bills, so if you know they have an electric bill coming up or car payment or whatever, it just depends on your ability. If you're poor and you don't have the money to spare, then use other ways. But if you're well off and you can, leave $200, $500 at their door, do it anonymously if you don't want them to know who it was. I guarantee they will appreciate it. I know I appreciate every single dollar people have donated to me, because I don't have any income now. So that's a big way to help. If you like to cook, make a meal for them and take it over. You can think of a lot of practical things, like someone like me, or maybe an older widow, or someone with health issues like me, or someone with no kids like me. I'm not trying to make this about me. I'm just saying I can understand more of what these kind of people need. Okay, I know people with big families also need support just as much, but I don't know I don't know what it's like to have a big family. So I only know what I know. And I know what it's like to be sick and disabled. I feel like I'm very old, even though I'm not. So I can relate to senior citizens. I know what it's like not to have any kids, not to have much help at all. So, those are the things I know. So, ask to take their car and fill it with gas, or if you're not close enough to them to drive their car, offer to pay for a tank of gas. Or in this particular time period, you could bring them some eggs. I'm sorry, I keep seeing these things on Facebook about people are leaving these jokes about how much a carton of eggs cost now. That's why I'm laughing. It's like, well, I'm almost done making payments on that last carton of eggs. If they like eggs, bring them some eggs, you can do something. Oh, Lord help me. Okay, and here are a few more to wrap up. I think most people just like to know that you're there, that you care, that you're thinking of them. Send them a card. It's just simple things, really, that are the best. Don't try to... if you're close with the person and you want to say, I know how you feel, if you've gone through something similar, then that's probably not going to hurt them. In my last video, I meant more like, if it's something very different, don't say, I know how you feel, because you don't. And we can talk about that in more depth, but unless you've been through a massive loss and you have a close kind of understanding, try to avoid saying, I know exactly how you feel. Because if someone just watched someone die in front of them and you went through a terrible divorce, those are both painful, awful things, but they're not the same. So people get really hurt if you say, I know how you feel, and your situation is different. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. And just try to avoid things like, well, they're in a better place, or, well, it was in God's plan, or everything happens for a reason, or you'll be happy again, it'll get better. Try to stay away from all that stuff and just stick to, I don't know what to say, but I love you and I'm here and I care. You let me know what you need. And what can I do for you today? And they may just say, just pray for me today. Because the first months that I lost my husband, people would say, how can I help you? What can I do for you today? And I didn't know. My brain was in such a frozen shock. I didn't even know what my name was, much less what I needed. So sometimes if it's early on, you have to just kind of help them along, because they're not going to know what they need. So, you can make some suggestions. Say, would you like a casserole? Would you like a cake? Would you like... Do you need help with your taxes? Do you need, do you need me to feed your dog today? Anything, depending on how well you know them. If you don't know them that well, then you can just stick with, I'm so sorry. I just hurt for you. I'm so, so sorry. And that's probably good enough, you know. Just say, I don't know what to say. This is a lot. And I know you're hurting. But I'm here. And just give them a hug or, you know, something like that. It's good enough. And I guess that the last thing I'll say is just acknowledge their pain. Don't try to rush them into anything. Just tell them to take time for themselves. Just tell them, hey, look, all you need to focus on right now is just breathe. Just breathe. Just drink some water. Try to rest if you can't sleep. You know, and just take time. And just let them hurt as long as they need to hurt. Or let them talk. That's also a really good thing. One of my favorite things is if someone asks me about my husband. We want you to ask. Don't think that you're going to make us more sad by mentioning them, because you're not. It makes us more sad if you don't. It really does. So one of my favorite things is just if I'm having a conversation with a friend, like if, say, we're talking about pizza that we used to like, or dog breeds that we like, any conversation. You know, if they jump in and they say, you know, did Gerald like dogs too? Or what kind of pizza did Gerald like? If they make him a part of just an everyday conversation, I really, 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 really appreciate that, because it's like, I can't even explain it. It's just, we don't want them to ever be forgotten. And if you don't talk about them or ask questions or include them in the conversation, it makes it feel like it's just hurtful, because it makes it seem like, well, they're not here anymore, so let's just pretend they never existed, or let's not talk about them anymore, or let's not even include them in life anymore. That's very hurtful. So talk about them. You know, ask questions. Say, I really miss them too, or I remember one time. Share your memories, because people love that. Like, I have people tell me all the time that it just makes their day when they're out and about in town, and like they run into someone that their husband knew, and they start telling them things, they remember things that they said. They love that. I would love that, because it makes it seem like they're here with us in that moment. So that's a good thing to do. If you knew them, share your memories. Write them a letter and tell them things that you loved about the person. That's good stuff. Let me read a couple more and then I'll wrap up. They'd be really proud of you. That's probably a good one. Say, I know that they would be really proud of you, because I know they really loved you. But don't forget to say, and I know how much you love them. Because it's kind of hurtful for me when people say, oh, your husband loved you so much. Well, yeah, he did. But it's like, do you not recognize that I loved him just as much? If not more. I always told him that. He would say, I love you, and I'd say, well, I love you the most. He couldn't argue with me. So acknowledge both ways. If it was a good relationship, make sure you also acknowledge that they love them just as much. So And you're doing a great job. I know that's kind of a cheesy one, but I think most people would appreciate it. If someone tells me you're doing really good to be going through such deep, dark suffering, I'm amazed how you're still standing. I like hearing that because it kind of validates the fact that I've been through a lot, but I'm still standing. And, you know, I think that probably covers the safe, general things that you can say. And if you think of any more, share them down in the comments for other people. And hopefully people will find this video, and if they have a person in their life that is going through such a great loss, hope that kind of helps you know what they might need. And you can always ask them. I appreciate being asked. Just, you know, if somebody says, I have no idea what to say or what to do, what do you like? What would help you? And then I can tell them that I like him to be remembered. And even if they weren't thinking about him that day, I like to hear, you know, I was thinking about Gerald today and how beautiful his smile is, and you're gonna get to see him soon. He was a great, great guy. You know, things like that. Always appreciated. So if you made it to the end of this, then I should give you an award because I'm sorry, I know this was long, but there's a lot to say about pain and loss and suffering and all that stuff, you know. So keep marching on, guys. We're gonna get through this day by day. I know it's tough, but we made it another day, and we'll keep going until it's our turn, right? That's what I'm trying my best to do. I don't like it, but I don't have any other choice. Well, no other choice that's good, so. Take care, guys. I'll talk to you soon.